Hello, I'm live and I'm still in chibi because I can't freaking charge my phone because I'm babysitting a dog all fucking day.
It's still a chibi on my screen too, though. So,
Yay, dead phones! Hi, yes. Hi, Love Turtle. Hello, Sparks. Hello, welcome. Today I am presenting a very, very important thing of that everybody definitely wants to know about, and that is how to get into Fate. But before we start, I have to make sure everything's running properly. It looks like everything's maybe okay.
You would think you would do this before we went live.
No. Why would I do that?
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Dumb workout.
Everybody wants to see VTuber stuff, clearly. There is no sound for the presentation. So how are y'all good? Yes, we are all good for tomorrow morning, I think. Unless something happens. Because I am a dog mother now, and things happen.
I have to power through chores. Other than that, yes, I'm good. And then I'd have to not get distracted with Dawn Trail. Because now that I'm done with the story, I can actually enjoy the game.
Yep. Tonight we could also talk about your feelings on the story.
Oh dear.
About your feelings.
I do not consider you truly alive. Ergo, I will not be guilty of murder if I kill you.
Yeah, that's great.
That got thrown right back into our face, huh?
Mm-hmm. No, not at all. What are you talking about?
No, not at all.
All right,
so let's save that for later.
All right, I think we've done a couple minutes where I think we've gotten a chance for everybody to get here who want to be here. Since I'm only presenting this once, guys. You have to watch the VOD if you want to see it again. All right, here we go.
Oh, noes.
Woo! So you want to get into Fate, the 2024-2025 edition. Oh boy.
He's got his facts.
So many things have happened. So much stuff has changed over the years.
The impossible finally happened.
Yeah. Yeah, but first, before we get into... Don't you have to, like, scantily clad women to get into it? No. Actually...
I mean, it helps.
There are some.
And who doesn't like that?
Yeah. There are some, but there actually aren't as many as you would think. Like, there's a lot with big boobas, but there's not, like, as many that would be wearing, like, super provocative clothing.
Yeah, just don't play Grand Order.
Yeah, just don't play Grand Order. All right. Don't you just... You know what? Anyway, let's move on. Okay, first, there's a couple of things you have to know before you get into Fate. And first is, people die if they are killed. The second thing,
wow,
the archer class is really made up of archers. Hang on, let me move Azure so we can...
You're now prepared to meme with the rest of us.
Yeah. And one more. Just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right.
And that's it. That's all the jokes that the Fate fandom has.
Yeah, that's all you'll need. That's all you'll need. It's okay. These all make more sense in context. These are all taken out of context because it's funny. It's funny. And I'm like, I know all of these are...
translations.
Yeah.
All three of them are poor translations too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's like, it's all right. It's okay. I know all of this seems stressful, but it's okay. I'm going to hold your hand, just like Nero is right here. I'm going to hold your hand through this. We're going to help you make your decisions on where the best place for you to start to get into Fate. All right. So are you ready? This is what it is.
I'm a little bit of a late
visual novel.
I'm a little bit of a late bloomer, but I'll still hear your advice.
It's there. Read the visual novel. You can get it on Steam. It's still 10% off until August 4th. Read the visual novel. It is the beginning of the thing. It is the best place you can start. If you want to meme with everybody, fucking read the visual novel. I'm begging you. Just do it. It's there. You don't have
Also,
an
it'll-
Excuse now.
That is
build character.
Good night.
Yeah. Damn, I'm allergic to reading. All right. So, for you who's allergic to reading and you just want to consume your content and not have to work for you, I have only one anime I can recommend to you. And that's the black sheep of the family. Why the hell is that there? I checked this multiple times to make sure that this wasn't there. You know what? You're just gonna enjoy that visual novel thing.
I assume you mean the Unlimited Blade Works movie.
Yeah, no. It's... Hang on, let me... Technical difficulties. Why is this like this? Okay.
Cherry just perpetually has that on her computer.
I don't
Everything
understand.
she does, she has to work through that.
We have this ready whenever we need to make fun of Takeuchi.
Yeah. Why is this
See?
here? I checked this multiple times to make sure that this wasn't there. I don't know where it came from. All right. So here is the... So for you who is allergic to reading, this is the only the anime I can recommend to you. It's the black sheep of the family, and that's Fate Apocrypha. The bright side is, I hear, thanks to the animation, it's better than the novel it's adapted from. Seen it. It's true. It's on Netflix. Everybody can go see it if you want.
I didn't see it.
It's extremely mid, and the ending is stupid. So, you know, it's great. It's a great first anime because, you know, you can't be disappointed by anything else going forward.
You're selling it really well.
Yeah.
She's
Because
selling it exactly how she wants to sell it.
I am selling it exactly how I want to sell it. But anyway, so now you're like, but Cherry, it's like, I'm not, I get good anime, and this sounds kind of mid. So do you have anything better to recommend for maybe us who wouldn't mind? Like, I don't know, we don't want to read too much, but we want to be not sponsored. We don't want to read too much, but at the same time, we wouldn't mind playing a game and a thing. So my next
Pretty sure
recommendation...
that we've been on Titan Moon's blacklist for a while now.
Yeah. So my next recommendation is Fate Samurai Remnant. So you're like, in my opinion, it has all of the feels of a regular Fate series. It's got a saber who will never tell you what their gender is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got
This is true.
Yeah. And it's got the best mom around. She's great at mothering, by the way.
It might be a little confusing, though, for people who aren't familiar with the franchise.
Yeah. It might be a little confusing, but, like, it's not that bad. But, you know, if you guys would like to wait, if you guys want to wait until next year, I can also recommend Fate Record.
Yes, we're going to recommend this game that hasn't come out yet.
Yes, I recommend the game that hasn't come out yet.
Speaking of oddly proportioned,
What do you mean?
there's that one that's sticking out like a sore thumb.
What are you talking about? Everybody is nicely
The one
proportioned.
the one in the high boots and the red and the like magenta jacket.
What are you talking about? These are all normal
Yes.
proportioned people.
Yes, of course.
Who? It's like, who cares if Drake's breast size
No,
has increased every time she's been drawn by Arco
Over
Plata?
armor, that's the one I'm talking about.
Anyway.
Who are you talking about? It doesn't matter.
No, I was talking about the pink hair, the blonde and the silver armor joke went. Got nothing. Anyway, moving on. I'm getting embarrassed by my bomb.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about
when
it.
When it comes to art from the Type Moon series, Arco Wada actually has the most normal proportions out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She actually also knows how to make characters look different from each other, too, thanks to this, the fact that she understands how body proportions work. So, you know. Anyway, Fate Extra Record. I don't know for sure. They say it's coming out next year. Some records say that it actually may come out earlier than I expected to. I expected to come out in summertime, but some people are saying that it might come out in the first quarter. But don't quote me on that.
Something that Type Moon has started doing recently is that they don't really announce their game's release date until like the month before now.
Yeah.
Because they had so much schedule slip with Tsukihime.
Yep. So yeah, I could also recommend this then. And like, how can you recommend a game that hasn't even come out yet? And I'm like, I can recommend a game that hasn't even come out yet because it's a remake. And it's guaranteed to be good, and I can't recommend the original one because it's very outdated.
Careful with those guarantees. There's plenty of remakes out there that are not good.
If the game's not good, we know who to blame.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Natsu's fault. Because Natsu is...
No. I mean, if the story is bad, then yes, it's his fault. But I don't think he has anything to do with the programming of the game.
I mean, everything looks good from the stuff they've shown. Like, I mean, Type Moon went out of their way. Yeah, Type Moon went out of their way to make their own studio to do this game. So
did the Warcraft 3 remake at first.
What, they made their own studio to make their stuff?
No, it looked good before it actually came out and everybody realized, oh my god, what did they do to the original game?
Yeah, well, people created their own studio to make sure that the remake, and the person came out and said, I want to earn your trust by creating this new studio to make video games. So we're going to give you the game that you all want. We are going to remake Fate Extra so that all of you modern people can get into the first game that came out. Because for some reason in Fate Grand Order, Fate Extra keeps popping up a lot. And people like, I don't know these characters. It seems like they had a whole story arc that we don't know of. And he's like, I want to give you the modernize that so you guys can see that. And that's what their goal was for these games. I mean, like, Type Moon has been very trustworthy so far with their games. So, like, everything that's come out has been ridiculously polished. Even Fate Samurai Remnant, which came out of fucking nowhere. And I was like, okay, for a Muso, this is actually one of the better games that come out. Alright. So.
I mean, Link was kind of a DLC.
Yeah.
Released as a full game, but whatever.
Yeah. It was a DLC released as a full game, but I feel like they could justify it. They redid all the models for the game, so to make everything actually look good in comparison to the first one. I mean, if they bundled them in the future, I think it would act. Thank you for the subscribe. Anyway, so Cherry, this is all in good. You're probably saying to me, this is all good. These are some great recommendations and all. But
this is all good. These are some great recommendations.
It's like, but I don't want to play a game. And I think watching an anime takes too long. Do you have something?
I'm a normal person with a normal job.
Yeah. Do you have something I could possibly read instead of doing this? Well, I'm guessing you mean like a manga or something. All right, I got one to recommend for you. So my manga recommendation is Fate Redline. See, this is the only one that existed as a manga and not adapted from anything. So, this is my recommendation. Well, technically it's adapted from another manga, but that was a gag manga, so don't worry about it.
No, don't tell them about that. Don't tell them about that.
They don't need to know about that. Anyway, the author is known for making spin-offs of the Demon Slayer series. I don't know if he was also like someone who was studying under the Demon Slayer person, but it's whatever.
It also doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it also doesn't matter. Demon Slayer's over. Who cares anymore?
Along with a lot of other Shonen Jump properties.
Yeah, who cares anymore? They're dead. They all don't matter.
Who even remembers My Hero Academia?
I don't.
I don't.
So yeah,
I never seen it.
anyway, so what this series is about. So there's this dude who got sent back in time to is it the Edo period or the Taisho period? I don't remember. He got sent
Japan.
back. It's Japan, like in that weird between time of olden timey and modern timey. It's a really interesting time period.
Before Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yeah. So this guy got sent back in time, and he accidentally takes his grandmother's place in the thing. That's right. This series has a gilf. It's okay.
Man, this is a weird remake of that one episode of Futurama.
Yeah. And so when you think about it, because it uses time travel, this is almost an isekai. So it'll hit all the boxes that you want. It's got hot girls who are calling you master. It's got crazy girls. Then Nobunaga Oda, who is trying to make a bomb. Don't worry about it. There's the Nazi party is also here. Don't worry about it.
There's a lot going on here, huh?
There is a lot going on in this one. But yeah, I recommend Dated. It's very nicely drawn. It's got some characters who are very popular in Fate Grand Order. I haven't read it yet, so still waiting to get the full Fate Extra series.
Why are you
recommending-
recommending stuff you haven't read?
Because these are the things that are unconnected to each other and that I feel work fine as a standalone. Everything else I cannot recommend because they're related to one another in some other way.
So where do I start?
You can pick any of the ones that I just showed you beforehand. All right. So now that we've settled the things you can pick from if you want to choose from any of those mediums, you're probably wondering, Fate Grand Order, when can I play? Because I have a gambling addiction and I want to get out of the hot chicks and the lady.
I have several $100s that I need to remove from my bank account for questionably legal reasons.
Sounds like these two need the full time my experience. I already recommended Fate Extra with Fate Extra Record. You relate digital. And you're probably like, so when can I play Fate Grand Order? And then like, if you've watched any of the previous ones, I would say you're finally able to get into Fate Grand Order if you've started researching into things, if you've read the fucking visual novel, or if you've watched any fucking anime. I feel like you at least need to watch one or two before getting into Fate Grand Order. While it isn't like, technically it could be your first Fate game, you're just gonna not get anything. But I mean, that's not the worst thing.
Just need to not get anything.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing. I mean, but then you're dealing with time travel and how time travel works. And it's all like, it's fine.
My head's starting to hurt.
Good.
You'll be fine just as long as your nose isn't bleeding.
Yeah. Wait till they see Bunny Girl Skahath and Bunny Girl Artoria. Don't think about it.
I'm smelling blood, but I'm not actually dripping it.
And so all of your like, and you're probably the last thing you're like all wondering me about is like, but what about that one series that everybody keeps saying is like this great anime? Like everybody keeps talking about it. Okay, so this is why I can't recommend Fate Zero as anybody's first anime or introduction to Fate. I can tell you why, and it's because every person I've ever seen who started with Fate Zero doesn't like anything else about Fate. they only like Fate Zero and they can't understand why they don't like any other series. Okay, so this is where Cherry's gonna get into deep end. This is my last slide, by the way, because like I said, I didn't have any time. It was my first Cherry. Well, you might be a special bean if you still liked Fate, but for some reason don't like it as much as Fate Zero. So this is written by Urobuchi. And it's also a prequel series. And like a lot of people talk about, oh, but all of these stuff spoil each other. And no, Fate Zero only spoils Fate Stay Night because Fate Stay Night came out before Fate Zero. You're supposed to play Fate Stay Night before watching Fate Zero. You're not supposed to get spoiled with anything. This is just explaining how everything happens. This is not. It's like, it's very complicated to explain. But everybody like keeps getting confused. It's like, but no, for really, it's a prequel series. You're supposed to watch this one after you watch the original.
Yeah. Just like you're supposed to watch the Star Wars prequels after you've watched the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't care what George Lucas says.
It's like you're not supposed to watch it in chronological order. It's like the Kara no Kyokai movies. You're not supposed to. You get to pick which gets spoiled by which one you watch first. No. Because it's really important that you don't know what happened in Fate Zero when playing Fate Stay Night, because Fate Stay Night is a mystery. See, this is what people do not get. The Fate series, first and foremost, is not an action series. It's a mystery series. You're supposed to not know what the fuck is going on until you know what the fuck is going on. The action just complements what's going on in the series. It's why there's so much padding. Why in the Fate Stay Night series, why everybody's like, why is there no action in this series? And I'm like, because there is a lot of action in Fate Stay Night. We need game theory and film theory.
I mean, that's just a theory.
Yeah. I mean, we're not supposed to understand what's wrong with Kiritsugu and Shiro's relationship in Fate Stay Night. We're supposed to believe that maybe he's an okay dad in Fate Stay Night, only to find out that that's not true. Spoiler for the people who are watching us play Fate Stay Night, by the way.
And for the people who might see this video.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, I don't think we're gonna get to that part where we find out that he was kind of like a dad. So
I don't know who any of these characters you are talking about.
Anyway, this is where we open up the board. Any questions? Does anybody want to know anything about Fate, or like anything they want to know? Why not?
How does it end?
I have a question.
Yes, what's your question, sir?
What is the right order of routes that you're supposed to play in the visual novel?
Well, the visual novel makes you go through the routes in order, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty sure it forces you down the Fate route, then the Unlimited Blade Works route, and then the Heavens Feel. So you don't have to worry about that. Except for which ones lead you to dead ends. That's all you have to worry about.
It's like, here's the thing though. Like, when it comes down to it, if you are like actually want to have an interest in this series, like, you'll put in the time to read the visual novel.
Does anybody know when in 2025 Fate Extra Record comes out? Okay, they haven't set a date. There are rumors saying that it might come out in the first quarter, but if I had to guess, I would guess summertime 2025, because that's the regular time that they usually like to release things. If you've noticed, almost every game recently has coming out in summer. Even technically, Fate Samurai Remnant technically came out in the summertime, even though it did come out in September, but it was like early-ish September, so still summer. If I had to guess, that's when I think it's coming out, because I know the last time, so when they had the Fate Grand Order uh anniversary event in Japan, like the big convention, Rin's voice actress talked about how they hadn't recorded anything yet for the series, and that their plan was to get it done this summer. So that's another reason why I think it's not probably coming out until next summer, because I figure the voice lines are like that means they still need to do some technical stuff, get everything set up properly with the animations and stuff like that. So it depends, really. But any other questions?
Who is best waifu?
The best waifu is Nero, obviously. Don't hands down.
Why?
Because she's red. And because
Good reasoning.
And because look at her. She holds your hand and everything. Raiko best waifu? I don't trust it anymore. See, she might be a good MILF, but I don't think best waifu. Especially not after Samurai Remnant.
I don't know what's going on.
What's your favorite class of servant?
I mean, I feel like a lot of Lancers are good boys.
Yeah. Is it Saber? My favorite thing would have to be Tamamo is better than Nero. Get out of my chats, sir! You speak slander in my chat.
They hated him because he spoke the truth.
We are Nero stands here. I will not stand for my waifu. I have 3 figures of Nero. How many figures of Tamamo do you have?
1.
7.
Don't lie.
Oh.
But I've also got a Vulpix here. Does that count?
No.
I got a Vulpix and I've got a Japanese Vulpix card.
Doesn't count.
It sort of counts.
No, it doesn't count.
But but when I got Omega Ruby, I named my Vulpix Tamamo in that game, so it counts.
I have Mega Man EXE and Base EXE.
What does that even mean?
Play Battle Network.
What does Fate Stay Night mean?
Nobody told us. But
That's a good question.
But I assume it has to do something with nighttime. Yeah.
I gotta get up for one moment. I just gotta
Okay.
go get emergency.
All right. Does anybody have any other
I
questions?
assume he means a bathroom emergency and not a personal emergency.
Mm-hmm. If not, I can go about random lores or anything that if anybody wants to know. Can't wait to beat Ku and Rin and Fate Extra Record. Get the hell out of my chat!
What?
Not only are you a Tamamo lover, but you also prefer Ronnie over Rin?
Well, you know what it is. It's because Tamamo can't fight Ronnie's servant.
What's the best title drop in the series?
My favorite was when Shiro turned to the camera and said, "Well, Saber, we really are Fate staying night now." And then they had sex.
I have my microphone muted for a second there. I audibly said, ew.
What? It really happened, I swear.
I mean,
all of these people can't.
It's close.
Yeah, all of these people can't verify because none of them have watched anything because they're asking us which series to get into. I like that in every single thing. The extra gets dropped when you do the extra tag. Title of the game. It's right there. Extra attack. There we go.
I felt a cold coming on, so I just had to have a
Rin is better than Ronnie. Thank you.
vitamin C tablet.
Thank you for having some sense.
You might be spared yet.
I'm sorry, guys. I really did want to have more slides of things, but like I said, I am a dog mom now, and I am potty training, so I didn't have as much time to do anything. But I am here to answer any questions. If anybody wants to know how does summoning work, or how does
What is the central conceit of Fate Stay Night? Like, what is the thing that is in Fate that what is the one constant throughout all of the Fate series?
The one constant? Well, in every single series, there's a chick who looks like the first chick from Fate Stay. Oh, you mean like what is the ongoing theme?
Yeah, well, there's a certain event that is like typically prominent in most Fate series.
In most Fate series, usually there's the big summoning moment where the person summons their servant, and there's all like this. JK.
Still not what I meant.
JK. Anyway, so anyway, there's this thing called the Holy Grail.
Good God, thank you.
I'm sorry, I was fucking with you.
I can't. Oh, good. This is great to know. Now I can't tell when Sherry's fucking with me.
I can hear Azure seething. I can hear his eye twitching.
I'm sorry. I knew he was talking about the Holy Grail War, but I just didn't. So anyway, in every single Fate, except Grand Order, there's this thing called the Holy Grail War, and everybody is fighting over this thing called the Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail kind of changes depending on which version of the thing you're in. You would love to summon a Tamamo no Mai Harem? You're gonna have to play Fate extra CCC for that.
Yeah, and are you familiar with the term buyer's remorse?
Yeah, you gotta play Fate Extra CCC for that. It's available in an English translation now if you want to play that route.
It's technically a bad end.
Yeah, no, it's actually Tomo's ending.
I'm joking.
No, I don't believe you're joking. I believe you think it's anyway. So yeah, the Holy Grail War. So there's a thing called the Holy Grail War. What this is an omnipowerful wishing device, which supposedly gives you any sort of wish. The real plot twist behind this is that it's not really what the intent for. It's actually a way for the magicians to find their way to the route. Don't worry about the route. I said route.
Yes, the route that will lead them to their waifus.
A route that leads to the root. This is what it really is supposed to be. Nobody really gets it, though. It's fine. Anyway, so supposedly to make the Holy Grail work, there's gotta be a magic rituals, as you need a certain amount of sacrifices of high magical power in order to get it. So instead of using real sacrifices, because that would be awkward, they summon these super cool powerful people from throughout time and space to be the magical containers, which will release the magical energy upon their death to add into the thing. And once a number of them die, the Holy Grail is filled and it will be able to contain your wish. I don't know if that's true for all of them. That's definitely not true for the Fate Extra Grail War. Not sure about the Apocrypha one, because I do know the Apocrypha, they managed the Nazis. It'll be funny because how the Nazis often come up in the face.
It's actually quite concerning.
It's actually kind of funny. So the Nazis, during after the Third Grail War, I believe, if I'm right in my math of timelines, stole the Grail from Japan and then brought it to Europe. Which the Grail is still not a physical thing until it's finished. So I'm not entirely sure how they stole it. My guess is they stole the mechanisms to make it happen. I don't really 100% understand how the ritual works. But, there must be some sort of actual ritual device somewhere that's not technically the Grail, but will become the Grail upon ley lines converging. I'm scribbling this out on a pad of paper, trying to contain my thoughts. It's great having a person with ADHD trying to explain how a fucking magic ritual works. Anyway, so in Apocrypha, the Grail War was altered over there. Instead of having 7 servants, they have 15 servants. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah, so there are 2 teams of 7, and the 2 teams of 7 fight each other. And you're like, but that would be only 14. Wait, I'm getting there. So another servant is summoned to be the person observing this, to make sure that there's no monkey business happening in the Holy Grail War. Because, when there's 17 servants that get summoned... No. Why did I say 17? It's because there's 7s in front of me. That's why, because I'm trying to explain the 7 teams. 7s! So many 7s! Anyway, so when...
Ooh, a butterfly!
when so many servants get summoned, they wanted to make sure that nobody's creating illegal teams or blah, 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 or nobody's refusing to fight each other and stuff like that. So...
Well, the general idea is that this is what happens when all of... So, it summons 7 servants to begin with, correct?
Yeah, it summons 7 servants to begin with. And those are Saber, Archer, Lancer, which were the 3 knight classes. And then there are the four horsemen, which is Assassin, Rider, Berserker, Brain fart. Oh, I'm so sorry. Berserker. Who am I forgetting right now?
Caster?
Assassin. Yeah, Caster.
Did you...
There we go. Caster. Thank you. So those are the 4 horsemen classes, and these are the 7 servants that make up the Holy Grail War. Bada bing, bada boom. One of the rules that was originally placed on it was supposedly, it can't be a servant from Japan. It can't be a historical person from Japan. I'm not 100% sure if it's an actual rule in Stay Night, and I think it's because servants in their homelands would get an unnatural power boost, so that's why they were off limits. At least that's why I believe the Tosakas, Maotos, and... Do they at least get 2 wishes of Pakras because they use twice as many servants? No. Still 1 wish.
But did you explain to them why there's twice as many servants?
There's twice as many servants because honestly, I don't even understand that one.
I can explain it. I can explain
I'm
it.
assuming it's because of the European ley line is bigger, but I'm not entirely sure.
My understanding is that basically, it's to prevent any kind of cooperation, wherein basically if the Grail knows, if you're part of a faction, if all 7 servants are summoned by the same faction who are going to just do a simple we don't have to fight each other. We're just gonna have our servants we'll just have our servants quickly we're gonna take the competition out of it. We'll just draw lots or something, and just have our servants So no, wait, that's not right. It's basically in the case of the Fate Apocrypha Grand Holy Grail War, all seven serpents were initially summoned by the same faction, basically, the whatever they're called, Yggdrasil, Millennia.
Yggdrasil Millennia, who is also, by the way, the guy who stole the Grail from Fuyuki, because he's some sort of immortal or something. He's swapping bodies like another character in the series.
So basically, all the masters in that family, they basically all have the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who wins. Their ultimate goal is going to be achieved. And the Grail's nah, I don't like that. You're taking all the competition out of it. So I'm going to summon another group of servants, and we're going to have the two teams fight each other.
I mean, it makes sense, seeing as the Yggdrasil Millennia head over there pretty much groomed all the people who's a part of his family.
Basically, yeah.
So... to make sense, thank you.
Because it was basically the Grail's way of making sure that the winner was truly random.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because by the way, the Grail is sentient. I think we forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
The Grail wants blood.
It's been known to give knives to young boys.
Yeah, the Grail wants blood.
Grail's hardcore, huh?
So the Grail technically doesn't want blood, because technically the Grail, they're using not real sacrifices anyway. These are people who got summoned from time. They don't have a real body. They're basically corporeal ghosts, as we've talked about this multiple times. Is it because Angry Manu is alone? Oh, no, Angry Manu isn't in the Apocrypha Grail. The Grail does have its own will.
Basically, you can't treat everything, every individual Fate series is basically set in its own it's set in a different multiverse.
Yeah. It's I can't remember 4th, 5th. Yeah, I think it was before Angry Manu poisoned the well that they got the Grail.
Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah. Spoiler. And the Holy Grail is the simp to the badass assassin servant. No, it's the Grail. No, if you're talking about why Hassan gets summoned every single time, it's because Hassan is summoned. It's because the word assassin used to be the key word of why Hassan would be summoned. It acted as a catalyst for that.
Because Hassan's very name became the word assassin.
Yeah, so it acted as a catalyst, and that's why Hassan was always summoned. However, that wasn't true with the Apocrypha Grail War. It seems like they did away with that as the series went on, because, how many Hassans can you create? All right, so where am
I mean, as far as Fate Zero is concerned, you can have Hassans for days.
Yep. How did the Grail even have enough mana left over to do that? It usually should only summon 7 to 8 servants. Okay, I think it's because it was summoned in Europe. So Fuyuki is a very small area. So how the Holy Grail War operates for the European Grail Wars, if I had to say it, the Grail actually changes locations for the Grail Wars for that one. I don't know if it's because when it got hooked up to the ley line, it's all oh, I could go to all of these places now. Or if somebody, or if the clock tower is involved and they're also making sure that the Grail gets moved from place to place. But my guess is because the European ley line is a bigger ley line to draw from. I think that's how it was able to summon more servants, if I had to guess. I'm curious about how bad the first few Grail Wars were without command seals. Bad, from what I understand.
Well, didn't the first Grail War not really technically happen?
Technically, it didn't happen, and I
It
think
was more
that's
just
mostly
like
because
a trial run.
it was a trial run, and I think most of the people died. And when I say most, I mean everybody except the lead founders were like, "Ha, that didn't work."
And Zelrich, but he's
Yeah.
always he's very hard
He's
to
always
kill
there.
for reasons.
Yeah, the first Grail wasn't even 7 masters. True, they were just trying to figure out what the fuck it was doing. I'm sorry, I need to try to catch up to see the Hassan Grant. Hassan is a grand servant, so couldn't he summon himself because of the threat? Well,
Not that
no,
Hassan.
not that Hassan.
So, do you want me to explain this?
Yeah.
In Fate Zero, we learn that there have been many, many, many different Hassans.
Mm.
Correct?
Yes.
So basically, I mean, I'm not sure if being able to summon yourself is something that grand servants can do, but that's kind of getting into a grand order.
So grand servants can't summon themselves. Grand servants are servants who are summoned by the world itself in the form of a crisis is happening. Like, for example, when Velver came down to try to destroy the world, in reaction, the world summoned a grand servant to use Excalibur and defeat the Velver.
If you're wondering who that is, Alien.
Yeah.
There are also aliens.
Yeah, there are also aliens
in the Fate universe.
Yes, there are also aliens. Holy Grail War in America. Can't see that going well. Oh, it's not going well. It's called Fate Strange Fake, and the fucking Horseman of Death is there. But it's okay. He's too busy taking care of his comatose child to worry about anything else. Question: who do you think Grand Saber and who do you think is the Grand Saber and Grand Berserker? I'm curious if we will see a Berserker Enkidu. Well, surprise! Something happened recently with a throwaway line that female Hakuno has said in the recent
because the Hakuno's at long last are in Fate Grand Order.
In the latest ordinal call. So, female Hakuno has a line talking about Caster Gilgamesh. And she says, "Oh, he's an adult now. That berserker who told me all those things were true." So it may be implying that everybody's fan theory that in the Gilgamesh route, where it is said that Hakuno had a berserker servant for their escapades, that berserker servant might actually be Enkidu. So, Berserker Enkidu possibly confirmed and possibly coming sometime in the future. Don't know when that'll happen. Don't know for sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is cool. Yep.
As for the Grand Saber, it's going to be Artoria.
It's going to be Artoria.
It's tough. If Takeuchi's involved, it's going to be Artoria.
Yeah. Anyway, what is an anti-universe noble phantasm? How does a servant have that much money? Anti-universe noble phantasm. Do you mean
a noble phantasm that could destroy the universe?
It's
What servant are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about a specific servant, because
I know that isn't Gilgamesh's anti-world?
Yeah, I know Gilgamesh. All right, so it's not. It's technically not anti-world, anti-universe. So what it is that because Gilgamesh is one of the oldest servants in the world, Can we give him extra points for forming a pact with a wolf-like? Yes, you can give him extra points for being a wolf servant. So it's not technically anti-universe. So what it has to do with his thing. So the Aya isn't actually a sword or a key or anything like that. Aya translates to the creation of the universe. Supposedly that is the power that his staff has. So technically it becomes an anti-universe through the fact that it is creating another universe. It's because it would technically be destroying the matter because another universe is colliding. It's complicated. It really only happens in the moon cell. Every other time you see Gilgamesh use his stuff, the True Fate experience, it's usually you only see a dumbed down version. I'd assume that he sort of turned it into antimatter. Because of Chimera and Fate Strange Fake, I'm now wondering if animals can summon servants. I'm assuming with the way the fate works, if they have enough sentience, I'm sure that they can, because
if they haven't yet, it'll happen one day.
Yeah. I'm sure if they have enough sentience, they can probably summon servants. Yeah. Animals can become servants, so we've had that happen already. Yes. Yeah, thank you. What? Oh, yay. Yay, my dog pooped outside, everybody. Everybody throw a fanfare.
What a good boy.
What a good boy.
I assume you mean outside the house and not outside your room.
Yeah, he went outside the house. Is Orgo alive? I think Orgo is dying.
Yes, you'll actually be happy to know that I just picked up the Fate Stay at Night novel so I can figure out what the hell you guys are talking about.
Yay!
We are not responsible for whatever you find in there.
So we can get a monkey as a master. I mean, if Wukong is still alive, he could probably be a master.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Journey to the West servant already confirmed.
Yeah, so... Wait, so can a Grail War really be stopped? Considering, to my knowledge, when it accumulates enough magic, it chooses masters. Yes, that is true. Can a Grail War be stopped? If they undo the... So there is in the ending, at least from what we know, in what was it? Fate Stay Night. It was the sequel, Fate
Hollow
Ataraxia. I believe we learn knowledge from that. Is that Rin gets in contact with the clock tower and El Malloy the third work, and they dismantle everything. So yes, a Grail War can be stopped as long as they dismantle the mechanisms that make the Grail War. So yes, it can be stopped.
I have to assume that all of the Clock Tower's top masters have died between Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, because that just doesn't seem like something they would just let Rin and El Malloy do.
I'm assuming it's because that I'm just assuming because Fate Stay Night was such a disaster, and the fact that nothing was happening with it, they considered it like failed experiment, and they wanted to get it over with. I mean, also since we finally killed Zoken, they finally killed Zoken by that point
too.
Yep. Cherry, since I heard Flooring Nightingale was originally supposed to be a debut in OG Fate Extra, will she come into Fate Record? No. Because they're probably going to stick to the original story. And it doesn't look like she's in it. There may be references to her in there, but I don't think we're
I'm
going
not
to
sure where
see.
there would be though. There's not like any servants in there who would like have known her.
Mm-hmm. Zeldris probably stopped it, considering there weren't many results. Well, from what I understand, except gas leaks and fever. Well,
It hasn't granted any wish. It just keeps causing gas leaks.
yeah. My guess is because like even with Ilya, it was like basically all three families' last ditch effort, the final Grill War. So my guess is that's why they allowed the clock tower to dismantle it. Like even the Einsburns were giving up on the Grail actually succeeding in anything.
Ren was going to lose her house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The usual thing. Especially because a certain someone put her in debt. Her not knowing that a certain someone put her into debt because she doesn't know how money works. What wish was everyone trying to grant? To get to the root. Well,
I think that for most of the clock tower mages, if you want to.
Cherry, since we know that the third major mage group are the one who practiced magic before belonging to the gods, can one of them appear in the Holy Grail?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean can gods appear in the Holy Grail War, or do you mean can like
I think
people
they're asking
from
can
Atlas?
practitioners of true magic?
Yes, because we've probably already had some of them. We've already had Ayaka. The answer is yes. Yes. Honestly, I thought she might have to go rogue because of Clock Tower, because mages can be insufferable. Which route? I don't know. Which route to your mom?
Oh, got him.
Mm-hmm.
I know which route. Heaven's Feel. Why is it called Heaven's Feel?
Because she's really Heaven's feeling it. Mm.
I don't think she wants to feel it though.
I'm curious. Can one actually create a servant of their own in the modern day, one without a known history? Yes. Wonder if we get a Grail that allows extra classes like Abigail Williams that can participate in it. She might get put into like a caster class or something like that.
So yeah, it doesn't matter like what class like a character initially appears in.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the writer can come up with a bullshit enough explanation, they can fit them into another class.
Mm-hmm.
So Abigail might not get summoned as a foreigner, but maybe she would be summoned as a caster.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the irony.
Yeah. Can VTubers be summoned as servants? If they become popular enough, probably. But then they also would have to die.
They wouldn't be powered by mana, they'd be powered by Twitch donations. I mean, fictional characters have been summoned in the past, so
yeah.
It is possible.
Mm-hmm. It's just
100 years from now, people will be able to. She's not a VTuber, but people will be able to summon Hatsune Miku.
Mm-hmm. Graduation equal death to the Grail. I don't know, because because some people know that those people reincarnate, so. Or they return to their past lives. One of the two. Wait, I remember there being a time in which a mage is related to, I think, the intermediate flus with blood. Yeah. What about it? Question: why is Phantom of the Opera so bad? Because he's based on a character from an operetta.
I forgot he was even in Grand Order.
It's because I think it's because his thing is so obscure, and he's just a guy who's creepy. So
Question:
yes.
why are Archer's 3 measurements bigger than any of the other mainline Fate girls?
This is the very important questions right here.
Because we all know that he's actually Natsu's favorite.
Yes, Archer is best girl.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad for anyone who summons Kiara. Hello, archers are very strange, yep. Rail before our debut stream. We already had that. Rin debuted as a vtuber.
And then she dropped.
Yep. And then Tamamo took her place. Hello, how are you? I'm dying. I'm honestly waiting for an archer that likes to throw rocks. Have you not seen David?
What do you think is in his sling?
David throws rocks, Silver. Bro, what? What? Yeah, or maybe sand. I found out sand can produce electricity. Oh, I know. Silver, you're
like one of the
confusing me.
Hassans has like a sand attack.
Mm-hmm. I see Archer as a dude with a gun and archery, and we get dudes like Gilgamesh and Emi that throw random stuff like swords.
Projectiles.
Have you also seen Joan of Arc, who throws dolphins and whales?
Again, projectiles.
Anyway, why am I dying? I'm dying because I am suffering trying to do my best answering your questions, even though I don't even think I'm that much of a Fate expert. I see Archer like a secret agent with guns. That would be Emiya Alter from Fate Grand Order. You're welcome. He was charged with the task of killing Kiara in that timeline, but he failed.
Or it could be Kiritsugu Archer.
True. But doesn't he use...
could start explaining Fate stuff if you want.
Doesn't Kiritsugu Archer also use knives, though?
He does, but his, like, extra... I don't know if it's... I think it's his Noble Phantasm he pulls out a gun.
Mystic codes...
My Noble Phantasm is Smith & Wesson.
Mystic codes, and you subbed... Oh my god, thank you for joining the crew. I think that means... Oh shit, are we officially at 800 on YouTube? Hang on, let me check.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Oh shit, here we go again. Oh, we're at 800. What? We did it, guys! We made it to 800 on YouTube! Yay!
Let's go!
You have earned my... Thank you. Jack the Ripper, both assassin and berserker versions are serious head, as they should be, because they're fucking Jack the Ripper. Even though Jackie is adorable and we love her to death, she is fucking scary.
But please, give her some pants.
Yep. Please give her pants.
Wild pants.
Yeah, please give your child pants. Domain expansion, Second Amendment. No. Anyway. This is my stream. You don't get the Second Amendment here.
This is Japan. It's Japan.
Yeah.
There's no Second Amendment in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Domain expansion, drown a bitch, no jutsu. Anyway. Oh, holy shit.
Domain expansion, filicide.
Domain expansion, you're just fucking copying reality marvels. Get the hell out of my street.
Oh yeah, right. That's that fucking JJK shit.
Yeah. Fucking Jujutsu Kaisen think they're original. They're not. Cherry, I'm now half expecting an Archer server to pull out a Despicable Me and use a fart gun. Maybe domain expansion, dim-witted one.
I mean, there have been archers with water guns.
Yeah, there have been guns with water guns. Multiple.
Although I'm not sure how 100%. Well, I mean, they assumably still have all the powers of the servants, so they probably are just as deadly.
Mm-hmm. Gamer Cherry is nice in her own way. What does that mean? What does that even mean? What do you mean? I'm always nice! Take that back, Chad! I am the nicest streamer around!
Why do we feel so abused then?
Because I'm the nicest streamer around! I never said that being nice
Because
meant
we're
that
not
you
in
were
her
abused.
audience.
I call Kentucky my hammer of dawn. He's a precious being. Ow!
I don't know. Kentucky is the motorcycle guy, right?
Yeah, well, one of his farms is a motorcycle guy.
I'm not sure why they chose that particular aesthetic with him, but I'm so glad they did.
Mm-hmm. He's a good boy. And everything is golden. Your alignment and fate would be chaotic good.
No, it wouldn't.
My
It would be
alignment.
chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Chaotic neutral at best.
Yeah, that's true. I love
I
Atoria and
would
all.
be chaotic good.
I love Atoria and all her variation and Saber Faces. I like the Saber Faces more than Atoria. I don't think she's bad. It's just surprisingly that all her knockoffs are more fun. Nero's more fun. Okita's more fun. Mordred is super fun. Because it's funny about how much trouble Mordred constantly gets herself into.
Mhm.
I was not expecting Medib to be in
Medib?
FGO. Medib? I don't know. I never know how to pronounce her name.
Medib?
Medib.
Medibidib?
Cherry prefers off-brand. It's true. Sometimes the off-brand it just tastes better than the original brand.
Hey. Give me the Walmart Great Value Pop-Tarts over brand name Pop-Tarts any day.
Mm-hmm. Some are just better. Some can surpass the original.
Yeah. I wonder why you said it like that.
In fact, how much does everybody hate Zoken? Not as much as they hate Shinji. Ha da 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 da.
What was Zokin's, like... Was his goal always so creepy, or, like, did he just get corrupted over
I
time?
think he got corrupted over time. You mean the swapping bodies, the worms, the desperation to hit the route. And half of it was because he was all in love with some albino chick. Probably. Possibly.
Yeah. It's like, I know who you're talking about, but all I can think of is Ilya, and just, ew.
It is kind of ooh. At least we think that's what happened. I don't know for sure. Homunculi are weird, man.
I mean, he looked a lot better when he showed up in Fate Grand Order during,
Yeah.
was it Londinium?
Yeah, it was Londonium, I think.
That's what they call London Town.
Yeah, that's true. Also, Caster used Kentucky as her bodyguard for showing up there for some reason. Habamo's like, hey, Kentucky, I want to go shopping in London. I need a bodyguard. And he's like, I don't know why I'm here. Cherry, I heard someday that Queen Guinevere from the legend of King Arthur would be a ruler class servant. Do you agree or have a different idea for her class for her?
She's got to show up eventually.
I mean, she's probably going to show up eventually.
Yeah, I mean, if they ever do like Grand Saber and it is Artoria, she'll definitely show up.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with you guys this. I mean, I do think she's gonna show up eventually, but guys, I don't think she's important enough to actually be a regular servant. I think she'd have to either be attached to someone, or like she'd have to be like attached to like an alternate Lancelot. But as we all know, Lancelot likes married women in general. So like, how much is he attached to Gwen really?
It's like you don't understand. It's not your body I find sexy.
It's
your bond. It's your matrimony.
It's like, honestly, I don't think she'd show up as a servant, unless. But if she did show up as a servant, probably the caster class, because that's where they throw everybody who they don't have a firm grasp on what their powers would be.
Yeah, like all the writers.
Mm-hmm. Well, the two guarding Ilia were nice. Oh, the albinos? Yeah, they were pretty decent people. They're funny in the one series that I will not mention because I don't want to go there. I mean,
because we don't want to get in trouble if you check it out and you get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Banned in Russia, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. The ring stays on.
Oh, God. I want you to call me by your wife's name. So, I think there is one thing that we've missed, something very important.
Cool. Oba Nobunaga, funnier and hotter than Nero. Ah. Do you mean like physically hotter, right? Because she is on fire sometimes.
Because she's voiced by the same actress who voices Shakugan no Shana.
Mm-hmm. Literally lights herself on fire.
I remember when her bathing suit was revealed, her second ascension, where she actually is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it on Twitter. It's just like Kawa Shoujo, or whatever it was called. That's something Shoujo, just pounding distantly in the background.
Yeah. What did we forget? You'll have to remind me.
Right. So, I would like the facts of the case in which that one time Saber was half man.
Yes. That thing. All right. So we're probably
that
gonna
one
bring
time
it up.
that Fate canonically had Futa.
Yeah. We're probably going to have to bring it up eventually in our Fate Stay Night thing. But yeah, by the way, throughout multiple times, the thing occasionally explained Mordred. Yeah. So one time Merlin was like, bippity boppity boo, I gave you a penis. Don't worry about it. And then she proceeded to get raped by her sister. Don't worry about it. And that's how Mordred was born. Although Mordred is still also kind of like a homunculus, which is why that she was able to age super fast. Because some stupid magic shit happened.
Fate Stay Night came out after Attack of the Clones. You could have just done the clone route.
They could have. But this is this is Natsu we're talking about. Cherry, can you please explain why the Holy Grail has the major flaws like limited knowledge and limited resources, and why it feels like the magic item is the monkey's paw? Because it literally is the monkey's paw.
Because there's an asshole living in it.
Yeah. It is the monkey's paw. Like, even from the beginning, like, a lot of this was designed to be whoopity-whoopity-woo. So that way things don't get too out of control. I'm assuming the limited knowledge is to make it so that way people don't have advantage over one one over another. I mean, like, by the time we get to the Fate Stay Night Holy Grail War, of course nobody fucking knows how the Grail War works because all the people died from the previous one. So nobody could explain anything to the people who were participating in the current Grail War. Also, it chose a bunch of random people on top of
Look,
it.
we have long since lost the user manual to this thing.
Yeah. The limited resources is because it had to do with the fact that you know the angry man in the Grail, he keeps making the Grail War happen sooner and sooner, so the Earth doesn't have time to replenish the ley lines properly, so that's why the resources get drained. Am I making any sense?
No.
Ah,
Maybe.
maybe. Oh,
I have a
that was the
question.
problem. Yes, question.
Since I stopped playing, has Angra Monyu been like gained any kind of usefulness in Fate Grand Order, or is he still tier 0?
He showed up one time when Karen was there for her little Valentine's Day event, I think, and that was it.
So like he is like not gotten any strength in quest. Like he is still just like complete trash.
Yes,
He is still lore accurate. Let me
he
put
is
it that
still
way.
lore accurate. They are probably, at least that to my knowledge, I haven't checked, to be honest. I'm busy with other things. I'm busy with other servants. I don't have time to check if that servant's okay. Who do you think is the dumbest servant IQ-wise? There's a lot of servants now.
Enya?
That's the thing. No, I feel like there's dumber people now.
I mean, Nero's kind of dumb.
Maybe Kentucky, since they constantly use his dumb, like his idiot odyssey.
Isn't
like
there
the
a
story.
berserker who's like so stupid, like the madness doesn't affect him?
Any berserker ? Is it Spartacus? Maybe.
I don't think it's Spartacus.
Any berserker ? I don't know. Some berserkers are pretty smart, surprisingly.
I mean, the Hakunos are now servants. They're pretty stupid.
I think you're talking about Spartacus. No. Someone please explain why we can summon Nero and Erish Kigal as beast class servants when they're supposed to be forbidden. Okay, so stuff happened.
You can't.
So stuff happened in Fate Grand Order. Stuff happened in Fate Grand Order. So we're now dealing with, so from my understanding of the story, I'm only slightly of talk. I don't know any of the present. I don't know a lot of stuff happening in the Japanese stuff because I don't want to be spoiled for the English version. So I'm not up to date with the beast class. It's basically it's under special circumstances, and it has to do. So first off, Erish Kegel, that's a different beast altogether. She's actually a servant verse servant. So I think that's the reason why she would be summonable. Being a servant verse servant. For all of you who don't know what a servant verse is, it's Star Wars, but everybody's servants and stuff. So that's why she's summonable. As for Nero, who is legitimately one of the beasts, my guess is because there is first off, when they got into contact with them, they were basically asked by Hakuno to say, hey, can you do me a favor and help out this So Nero was like one of the final bosses in the Grand Order Arcade as a beast form. And so when she came over to Fate Grand Order, Anyway. Oh, all right. Anybody's asking. Anybody's talking. Oh boy, hang on. What pretenders are hard to understand? Well, no, actually, there isn't really anything hard to understand about pretenders. Pretenders are someone who pretend to be someone else. That's the criteria to be a pretender. For example, Oberon and Ixander's sibling are pretenders because, for one, Oberon's not Oberon. He's actually a eldritch creature whose name I cannot pronounce at this current time. So that's why I keep calling him Oberon. And so he's not Oberon. That's straightforward. He pretended that he was Oberon. He's not Oberon. Some of the pretend, like, basically he even had to fake it himself that he was Oberon to pretend to, you know, so that way he could go along with the fooling people. For Ixander's sister, she was pretending to be Ixander there. That's all there was to that. She was his body double. That's all there is to it. There is a fanfic servant for Shiro, Mysterious Hero Y. It's a cool concept. Oh, question. Have you ever looked at the side notes? Basically, they have a character called Gun God, the only human. I have not looked into a lot of side notes recently. Like I said, I am not up to date with Japanese Fate Grand Order, so I can't answer a lot of those questions or the notes. If it was up to date with the English stuff, I also have not gone too into depth with stuff for that recently because I don't want to spoil myself in a lot of stuff. I'm at the point where we are in the English version. Basically, Moriarty got us to the to area 13, and there's a alien or something on the table. That's where I am. I don't know if they're continuing it from there. I know that we still have to go to the American Lost Belt, and that's coming up soon, supposedly. But, you know, that's all I know. Well, dang it, yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. Good. Because surprise, guys, Sherlock was an enemy the entire time. Who'd have thought it? Who was ready for that plot twist? Me, because everybody posted it everywhere.
Everyone
online.
saw it coming.
Yeah, everybody posted it everywhere online. In the Japanese version when it happened. So, although, like, over there, when you stop to think about it and you're like, huh, how did he have the ability to teleport to other time periods on his own? Huh. But then he decided to off himself because he's like, I don't want to betray you anymore. Goodbye, y'all. I'm like, no, Sherlock, we could have worked something out. You didn't have to throw yourself off the waterfall, damn it. Well, now what do we do? The person who figured things out. It's gone. It's fine. We'll be fine, I'm sure. Yep.
I have nothing to contribute.
I mean, this is territory that I don't know about either.
This is fine. We can take a break. What is the moon?
I don't want to stop people from. Yeah, it's that. What is the moon?
It is either a supercomputer or an alien or some other thing. In your opinion, who would you like to see fight in Fate? I don't have to think about that. They're gonna get. They're gonna tell us. They're gonna make us everybody fight everybody eventually, so I don't have to worry about things like that. It's a giant supercomputer. Yeah, right. I forgot we don't talk about the moon. Yes, true, we don't talk about the moon. Best not to think about it. The moon is complicated. We can take a short break and we can talk about Orgo's feelings on Dawn Trail.
If that's the case, then I probably need to get off because I actually
No,
just
you're not gonna remember any of this, nor are you gonna understand what we're saying. It's fine.
Nor are you gonna care.
Yeah.
you say that, but I was playing Final Fantasy today.
Yay!
Ooh.
How far did you get?
Yes.
I updated the game.
Yay!
Oh. Was actually discussing doing.
Hey, did anyone watch Heaven's Field? There's a scene I'm confused about. Oh, you'll have to ask Azure. He watched it in theaters.
I watched the first two. I never saw the third one.
So go
If it's in the
ahead.
first two movies, I might be able to help you.
Go ahead. What's your question, dear
You're gonna have to read it for
child?
me, Cherry, because I don't have your chat.
I will tell you what the question is when they ask it.
I had stopped my stream a few minutes ago. I just pulled up your YouTube so I could pay attention to that chat too.
It had to do with Shiro's dream. It had Rin and Sakura in. Then Ring but his neck. Did you mean to say bite?
Bit.
I'm pretty sure that there was like a dream that Shiro had where it was basically Medusa who was giving the dream to him.
Yeah.
I forget what the purpose was, but I'm pretty sure like if Shiro had any weird dreams, it's usually Medusa.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you what it is. It's an allegory for sex. The whole route was we recently found. Oh, he got grapes. Then yes. It's basically he's getting mind graped kind of for Medusa's.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
It happens to men too.
Yeah.
Louis.
And boom went dynamite.
And boom went dynamite.
I think we're reconnecting.
Well, I saw your chat move, so gotta be reconnecting. Yeah, I think we're live again.
Are we live?
I think
Still
so.
in the red, dropping frames like crazy. I don't know why all of a sudden. I was curious how she remained so long. Who, Medusa?
Yes, Medusa.
Because that's the only route she lives on. Cause for it's going in and out. Okay, I think it got to green now, so I think we're good now. Yes, Medusa. Okay.
It looks fine on my end.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
So.
All right. So, how did Medusa stick around so long? Well, first, she's not Shinji's servant, so that's the other routes. She got bodied. Yes. For some reason,
I mean,
when it comes to writing Sakura, Natsu can only do it in one route. She's not allowed to have a presence in the other routes. Then that
also,
same
I do
goes
want
for
to
her
point out
servant.
that technically Medusa did also get bodied in Heaven's Feel in the very beginning when she was still with Shinji, but she just happened to survive that time.
Yeah. She just happened to live. And then she was like, I'm out. Peace.
Fuck you, I'm going back to my real master.
But yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah. I really want the free fate route to be reanimated. Oh, everybody wants it.
Everybody does.
Natsu says he has to rewrite it though if they do it. So good
It'll
luck
never
if that
happen.
happens. Well, I do understand by the end of the words she stayed because she was being supplied by Sakura to her maid. Yes, by having sex.
All roads lead to sex.
That is true.
Again, yes.
Yes.
There's no joke.
She's most likely having a threesome with Shiro and Sakura. They do the same thing for Saber and Rin's good route.
It's like that meme. It's like, isn't there someone that you forgot to ask? It's like, Shiro, I consent. Or no, what it needs to be, it's Sakura, I consent. Medusa, I consent. Shiro, I don't.
Well, I do understand by the end. Oh, no, it's just my stuff. Oh, flicking up and down. Anyway. Oh, God. I would like you all to be reminded, Mana transfers have never been rewritten on what they are. He's never rewritten that. It's stayed the same.
I mean, there's different ways to do them, but there's still the original.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's also blood and saliva. Wait a minute. By that point, Shiro has a puppet body. Yeah, but the body was perfectly remade. It was most likely, if I had to guess, they most likely got it from Toko. So it's like it perfectly simulates an actual body. So to learn more about Toko and her ability to magically replace bodies perfectly, go watch Kara no Kyokai. She doesn't even know if she's in her original body anymore. Yeah. Yeah, Toko Aozaki puppets are cool. At least I'm pretty sure that's where they would have had to have gotten it from. Because as we find out, there are still references to all the other things, as CL is responsible for giving Archer his red coat. Bunch of random tidbits where we learn about how characters exist in the fucking Fate universe. They're all there. They're all there.
They're probably not the same versions that we're most used to, but they're there.
Oh, actually, here's a fun fact. Hakuno thanks Alko for the moon stuff that they did for them. And she says, oh, and she asks, like, so can we do that here? And Alko's like, no, we don't need to do that here. So that actually makes me confused. And I'm like, Alko, how do you know about that? That takes place in a different universe. Alko, how are you able to answer Hakuno's question? So yeah, especially since she has a ceiling designation. Yeah.
What is this character? Alko?
Alko is Toko's sister, the redhead one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Alko's also in Fate Grand Order now, by the way. And Hakuno has a line with her, where she says, Alko-san, thanks for all the help in the moon cell. I was wondering if we could do that here. What? We don't need to do that because we have embers? Aw, but I was looking forward to it.
I just wanted to see what it was like I only saw it from the servant side. I want to see what it's like for myself.
Yeah. Pretty sure it has to do with her true magic. Yes. It probably does have to do with true magic. Alko is the one who got to the route, which is surprise. If it's true that only one person can get to the route, then haha, they're all in for a big surprise that someone's already reached it. I don't think that's true, though. I think that's just some weird theory that someone theorized. I think that one family bloodline will have an easier connection to get to the route if someone in the family's gotten to the route. I just don't think it's closed off to everybody, though, for it. But anyway. But yeah, Alco has true magic. We know this from her series. Which I don't want to get into the differences between magecraft and true magic. It's complicated. I don't want to explain it. My guess is that is why she has access to all the timelines, because that's connected to the route, and as we all know, in the route, time doesn't exist. So, well, if the other mages were smarter and worked together, they could actually get to the route. Yeah, but
that's how you get your apocryphas.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, but
if you're doing it by the Grail.
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody knows that mages can't work together. We've established this throughout every single freaking thing that we've said about. They're so freaking weird. Now that I think about it, true magic, especially accustomed about it, is a true magic especially accustomed to a family to receive? No, actually. True magic, I believe, just happens randomly. I just think Alco just happened to be the one to randomly receive it at that time. If there is another character who may have true magic, my bet is on Flat. Because Flat seems to always just seem to be able to do things.
He would. He fucking would.
Yeah. So if I had to guess, and because he's someone who doesn't come from any magical family that we know of, I think it's just fucking random that it happened. Who gets fucking true magic?
For those who don't know, Flat is basically the gag character of the Fate universe.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the Dan.
Yeah. He's a special little being who somehow just manages to summon a servant without a summoning circle. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine, guys. Nothing is fine. He summoned fucking Jack the Ripper, and he acts as his watch for some goddamn.
Many years ago, someone asked me to make a Yu-Gi-Oh card out of Fate characters, and the one I made for Flat was an insta-win condition.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had to guess what other character has true magic, my bet is on that guy. Just because his stuff that he does doesn't make any sense. And what we know about true magic is that it doesn't make sense. That's the point of it, supposedly. Is there any last questions? I think we're gonna start wrapping up because my brain is starting to die.
You don't say.
No, I've been fine this entire time. It's only now I'm starting to get lightheaded.
Too much thinking.
Too much thinking, too much brain.
I want to do this with like Star Wars one day. Mm-hmm. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yes.
I call either Mega Man or Dragon Quest.
Okay. You can do whatever you want. How good is Kirei's Mapu Tofu? I don't know. I think the only one who's able to eat it without taking damage is Hakuno. So you'd have to ask them. In fact, it heals their MP. So,
But it is a different Kirei.
Yeah, so.
It's gross because it's tofu. Tofu is gross.
Well, we wouldn't be able to eat it. It's super spicy.
Tofu is gross.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't like tofu.
I think it's a decent texture if it's cooked right.
Yeah. I don't even like it in miso.
I like it spongy.
Yes. I derailed everything to talk about my hatred for tofu.
Tofu.
And didn't even have to elaborate. I just said I don't like it.
I think a lot of people don't like tofu. I'm not surprised. All right, I should be called here. I can't think of anything else to talk about. Did everybody like the stream? Did I help you all understand?
I'm
Did
an
I help
expert.
you all understand how fate works? I hope you know a little more now, and you're a little more prepared. You're a little more prepared for the fact that people die if they are killed. I hope you understand this statement now. I hope it seeps into you.
Mm-hmm.
People die if they are killed.
Yeah, I hope this is steeped into you.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the takeaway from that is that Fate Stay Night came out at a time when fan subs were all the rage, and we just had to deal.
Yeah, we just
We
had
just
to
had
do
to
it.
accept that quality because we didn't have any other options.
Mm.
You kids today with your crunchy rolls and your high dives.
Yeah, with your Crunchyroll, that's not an illegal pirate site.
Yeah, I guess we did have Crunchyroll back then.
We did have Crunchyroll. It just wasn't illegal. All right, we're gonna say goodnight, everybody. I hope you had a fun time. Remember,
See you next week.
The Discord server is open now. If you type exclamation if you type exclamation point Discord and either chat, it'll give you access to our Discord. Yay!
Oh, snap. I should probably get on that at some point, huh?
I don't know. You can join it if you want to. It's kind of empty right now because it just opened. So.
What do I type? Exclamation point what?
Exclamation point Discord in any chat.
Discord.
It could be YouTube or it could be Twitch. I set it up so both of you have access to it.
Go.
Yeah, you can join the Discord server. Yay! Because I set that up because that was a goal that you got if you subbed to me. Yay!
Yay! I'm on.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you. Oh no! Exclamation point. No space. No space, Silver. No space.
Hold on. I got it.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. I thought it didn't work for a second there. You must complete a few steps to be able to talk.
Yeah, you gotta read the rules. What?
Oh.
That's weird.
There we go.
Anyway. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Boy.
Bye. Goodbye.